player who has completed the Triple Crown not once but twice, Stephen Hendry. Listen, it's been a fantastic week here in Coventry, Neil, but you can sense tonight a real anticipation in the crowd because we've got to the business end of this one, haven't we?
We certainly have, you know, and all of the players remaining are all champions in the last year. There were a few players that they wanted the ranking list because that's the only way they could get 16 players. They've all gone now, and all of the guys left are in brilliant form. I thought the standard at the start of the week was good, but it's got better and better. Yeah,
and of course, this is a rerun of last year's final, which was a cracking match, Stephen.
Yeah, it was very, very high standard. Great victory for Shaun Murphy. Had a very poor record, especially in the business end of tournaments against Ronnie O'Sullivan. So it was a magnificent victory for him, a real sort of turning point in his career, I would say.
How much will that be in the back of Ronnie's mind?
Well, I think it really hurt him last year. There's no doubt about that. I mean, he roared back from 9-5 down to 9-8, and just look at his. Now, Ronnie doesn't give it much emotion. He's quite angry at missing that. You know, he realises that is his chance gone to be champion of champions, winner again. And it hurts to lose, doesn't it?
There's no doubt that Shaun Murphy is one of the players that irritates Ronnie a little bit round the table. I think if Shaun Murphy can get plenty table time tonight, there was times in that final where I watched Ronnie and he was literally following Shaun around the table with his eyes, like watching him.
That must be quite an intimidating.
Yeah, but I think if there's something about Shaun that annoys him a little bit, and then that if that kind of Shaun can use that to his own advantage and stay on the table, it might help him win tonight.
OK, let's hear from him now. Shaun Murphy's been talking to Phil Yates.
Shaun, the first semi-final tonight, and all four players have reached the last four in cracking form. It's a really phenomenal lineup.
Yeah, and to be honest, completely unexpected for me. I mean, certainly with the form I've shown in the early part of this season, I've no right to be stood here now talking. But, you know, Coventry's gone from somewhere that I'd, had a terrible record in to obviously winning here last year. And just when I came here the other day and you walked through the doors last time you were here, you were lifting the trophy. Perhaps that's just giving me that extra little bit of confidence.
And of course, tonight's semi-final, a reenactment of last year's final. You're hoping for the same kind of result.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's very, very simple when you play Ronnie. You know, you've got to bring your A game or you make your travel plans. And, I'm looking forward to a really, really good game. He played really well to come through his group. I thought I played quite well too. So I hope we put on a really good show for everyone.
You've done pretty much everything in the game, World Championship, UK Championship, Masters, the Triple Crown, all that kind of stuff, and winning here. But you've never successfully defended a title. I suppose that's the next tick in the box.
I guess so. I mean, it's it's really difficult. It's not easy, but I'll give it a good go. I'm certainly doing better than I thought I was going to do coming here. As I say, I had terrible form coming here this week, and it's just nice to string a few wins together. If I could string another one together tonight, I'd be over the moon.
And one final question. When you're playing Ronnie, is it different to playing anyone else?
Absolutely. I mean, with no disrespect to any of the other players on the tour, Ronnie is the best. And as I say, from the outset that you've got to play, somewhere near your best snooker to stand a chance and hope that he has a bad night too. So, as I say, it's a very simple equation for me. If I play my best, I'll have a chance.
Well, champ, good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Shaun Murphy there. Bring your A game or make travel plans, he says, Stephen. Do you think sometimes players give Ronnie too much respect?
I certainly wouldn't be talking that way just before going on the table against him. It's all very well to compliment other players, and I think everyone knows that when Ronnie plays well, he's just still that little bit above everyone else. But yeah, I mean, you've got a semi-final of a major competition coming up. I certainly wouldn't be talking that way.
And Neil, just to hear him talking about how Stephen's talking about how Ronnie doesn't particularly like playing Shaun Murphy. Shaun Murphy has an option and an opportunity there to upset him, to unsettle him a wee bit.
Yeah, I mean, it is worth mentioning that they've played, the last 3 times they've played, it's been in a final each time, which is unusual. And after this one, Ronnie did get his own back in the UK final and in the World, in the Players' Championship as well. So, he has the better of him, but he didn't a year ago here. And, if Shaun plays well, he's got a real chance of winning. If he doesn't, I don't see how he can win.
Yeah, I think tonight, if Ronnie loses because it's Ronnie's lost because of himself. I think he's playing that well. He showed such great form against John. I says, if he doesn't turn up, it'll be down to him, I think.
Well, Alan McManus will be in the commentary box for us for the start of this one. Let's now get his tactical overview ahead of the match.
So we've got a repeat of last year's final, Shaun against Ronnie. Now, we know that the match is going to be decided down the business end. All the scoring is going to be done down here. That's where the bulk of the match is going to be. We know that. I want to talk to you about the break-off and the little nuances, the differences that you can make about the break-off. Now, this week, I think the tables have been playing kind of strange. I've seen a lot of players breaking off, and the ball that they're hitting's come back up the table. Now, Ronnie against Stuart Bingham did that very thing. You'll see as we run it, he breaks off. This red that he hits comes back up and lands in this area. Now, that's no good, but there are ways, and you'll see Ronnie O'Sullivan change in frame 5. There are ways of keeping that red down this end. Now, what he does, he goes a little bit lower in the cue ball. He takes a little bit of forward momentum off the cue ball, which takes some of the energy out of that red. You'll see the red landing here. Okay, so that's fine. Running it on. The only other thing, though, the other wing ball comes and lands here. Now, that's no good. Not against a player of Sean Murphy's class, because he'll knock that in probably more often than not. What Ronnie should do, I think, is put the cue ball a little closer to the brown. A little nice and low in the cue ball again, so that wing ball doesn't come up, but more of a glancing blow, which keeps this one a bit tighter to this cushion. You don't mind leaving that all day. All right, Sean Murphy's a good long potter, we know that, but the break-off is so important, and Ronnie O'Sullivan is a sneaky so-and-so, so watch him in frame 5. He adjusts, there's no doubt about it, and I caught him.
Nothing gets past Alan McManus. Did you spot it?
No, you need to be a special kind of an analyst to spot these
old
things.
Fox, isn't he, Alan?
Yeah.
That's how he's
Sneaky
still on the tour.
so-and-so.
He's thinking of new angles to everything.
Sneaky, Golden Ronnie, sneaky. Interesting though, interesting point you made.
Yeah, very much so. You'll see, I think we've got a couple of shots of Sean Murphy coming up, and the red that Alan said that Ronnie can't afford to leave out, we'll see. I mean, this is an example of his long pot. He's one of the best in the game, and you've got to keep him so tight. It's another one. It's just a great cue, isn't it, Neil?
He just drills long pots in. I mean, he did it all the way through his group, actually. That's the kind of shot, isn't it? You know, if you knock those in, Stephen, you know you're hitting the ball well, aren't you?
And I think the last one, I think, well, we're not going to see that. I think there's been many examples this week of that shot to nothing that Ronnie can't afford to leave out, because Sean, if he's going to win tonight, he's got to get in first and he's got to take his chances.
It's interesting to hear him say he didn't really expect to do particularly well coming into this. You know, his form hasn't been there, but he sensed us when he came into Coventry, into the Rika, that he remembers lifting the trophy. Can you have relationships with tournaments where some of you have a hoodoo and some that you can begin to get some traction with?
Stephen had quite a good relationship with the World Championships, actually, so and quite a few others. But no, maybe there is something in there. As it happens, he hadn't done well here before. But the thing with Sean Murphy, right, is he can't really outmanoeuvre O'Sullivan. He just got to outplay him and outscore him. That's really the only way he can beat him, and that's the only way most people can beat him, actually. So that's what he's got to do.
Yeah, it comes out, it's very simple. The only way Ronnie's not going to pop balls if you keep him in his chair.
Well, Ronnie, of course, has never missed a final here in the tournaments he's played in. Let's take a look at some of his action in the way to this semi-final. I
think what we love about Ronnie, it's a different kind of set of analysis, Stephen, is it? He's a beautiful controller of the ball and creative player.
I've said many times, the most important ball on the snooker table is that cue ball. You control that, you're going to score heavily, you're going to win frames in one visit. That was a beautiful shot. A lot of players would have got too much side on that cue ball, that blow he played. This was like a stun run through off 2 cushions. Again, putting the cue ball on a 5p piece.
Yeah, his control is unbelievable. And look at this, there's no one who splits the bunch better playing in the game now. And that's how to get the balls open and knock in big breaks, you know, with that kind of touch and creative skill. OK, we're going to get to the action very shortly. Coming up on the other side of the break, 2 former world champions will take to the table. Ronnie O'Sullivan looking to claim his 3rd Champion of Champions title in Coventry. He's up against last year's winner, Sean Murphy.